Hi everyone, Helen here. Welcome to my channel. Today's class is a Vinyasa flow class focusing on core strength. It is quite fast paced, so it might be more of an intermediate level, but you never know. Give it a go and see how you get on. We will start in a comfortable seat. I always like to sit on a block to elevate my hips, so that keeps my spine nice and straight. Find the seat that's comfortable for you. Bring the palms down on the knees to represent grounding and start to settle in and focus on the breath. Lift the heart away from the diaphragm. Shoulders are relaxed and down the back. Eyes are closed. Jaw is relaxed. And breathe here. Thanking yourself for coming to the mat today and doing something good for you. Take a few more breaths here. And then when you're ready, slowly open the eyes. Come into tabletop. We will begin with a few rounds of cat-cow. Hands are underneath the shoulders. Knees are underneath the hips. As you inhale, the head comes up and the belly dips. And as you exhale, the back rounds, tucking the head down, the tailbone under. Keep moving in this pattern in rhythm with your breath. Articulating the spine, just waking it up. Ready for the class ahead. Feels so good to do this movement. And tuck the toes and lift the seat to the sky for downward facing dog. Upper back is wide, ears between the biceps. You can walk out your dog, waking up the backs of the knees and the calves and the heels. And grounding to the left hand and reach through and grab the outside of the left side of the leg. So you may be on the ankle or the calf or the knee for this twist. Release back, grounding to the right hand, reach through with the left hand, grabbing the outside of the right leg, feeling the twist coming from the spine. Then back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, right knee to right elbow, three-legged dog. Right knee to left elbow, three-legged dog. Right knee down the center to the nose, three-legged dog. Then step through, low lunge, left knee descends. Inhale the body up to the sky, palms may connect, lengthening out of the waist. Exhale, plant the hands, lift the back knee, step back, downward facing dog. Side B, inhale left leg to the sky. Exhale left knee, left elbow. Three-legged dog. Left knee, right elbow. Three-legged dog. Left knee to left nose. Three-legged dog. Then step through, low lunge, right knee descends. Inhale the body vertical, palms to the sky, perhaps they touch. Lengthening out of the waist, engaging the front ribs, feeling that stretch in the right hip flexor. Plant the hands and step back, downward facing dog. Roll forward to plank. When you reach plank, lower the knees and gently touch the mat. Lift the knees again, back to plank. Few more of these, rolling through to plank, knee drop, plank, downward facing dog. Again, plank, knee drop, plank, and downward facing dog. Plank, knee drop, plank, downward facing dog. Plank, knee drop, plank, downward facing dog. Plank, knee drop, plank, downward facing dog. Then look forward and tiptoe to the front of the mat, coming into a forward fold. You may bend the knees, draping the belly over the thighs, grabbing the elbows, coming into a ragdoll, stretching out the lower back and releasing it, getting into the hamstrings, and if it feels okay, you may start to straighten the legs. Just being mindful that we are still warming up. Plant the left hand underneath the chest, bend the left knee, and reach the right arm to the sky for a twist. Stacking the shoulders, and then bring the hand down, other side. Right hand plants, right knee bends, left arm to the sky. Twist into the left side of the mat. And return to center. Again, right arm lifts to the sky, left knee bends. Hand comes down, left arm lifts, right knee bends. Feeling that twist, and hand comes down. Engage the front spine. On an inhale, come all the way up to tall mountain. Palms together over the head, then palms to chest. Working on lateral flexion of the spine, inhale the right arm up to the sky, leaning over to the left, grounding into that right foot. Inhale back to center. Left arm lifts, leading over to the right side, and back to center. Again, inhale, right arm to the sky, lean to the left, reaching out of that waist. Back to center. Left arm reaches over, leaning to the right, and back to center. Palms come to chest. Inhale, both arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to plank. Lower knees, chest and chin. Come up to a baby cobra. Exhale, seat to heels, downward facing dog. Look forward and tiptoe up to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, palms to chest. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to plank. Lower knees, chest and chin. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, seat to heels. Downward facing dog. Look forward and tiptoe up to the front of the mat again. Forward fold. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, palms to chest. Inhale, palms lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump back. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. You can always just lower down like knees, chest and chin again and do a cobra. You don't have to do chaturanga. Look forward and jump or step to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, all the way up to a mountain, palms to chest. Again, inhale, palms lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a free breath, reconnecting. Then step or jump forward, forward fold. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, palms to chest. Ground down into the left foot. Inhale the right knee up, and then extend the right leg straight in front and swing through, coming into a modified warrior 3. Release back into a high lunge. Front knee over front ankle, then inhale, palms to the sky. Few breaths here. Again, this stable, strong base. Back leg straight and strong on the ball of the back toes. Bring the palms to the chest. Open the arms out to a T and rotate towards the left leg. Maybe coming into a reverse twisted lunge. Bring in the left hand on the back of the right thigh. Return back to a T. Palms come to the chest. Then inhale, palms to the sky. Exhale, plant the hands and take a vinyasa. we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Jump or step to the front of the mat, forward fold, inhale all the way up, palms to chest. Lift the left knee up, extend the left leg straight, and swing through a modified warrior 3, stepping back into a lunge. Palms come up to the sky, front knee over front ankle, grounding into the big toe mound. Bring the arms out to a T. Rotate towards the right side of the mat. Maybe bring in the right hand on the back of the left leg for twisted reverse lunge. Back up to a T. Rotate back to the front, palms to chest. Inhale them up to the sky and plant the hands and take a vinyasa. You can always skip the vinyasa and just meet in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, look forward and step or jump up, forward fold, inhale tall mountain, palms to chest. Inhale, palms lift to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Rock forward to plank. Come into side plank on the right side. Vashisthasana. Grounding into the right hand. Left arm to the sky, stacking the shoulders. Engage in that whole right side body. Maybe stretching the right arm above the head to the front of the mat. Rock forward back to plank. Then over to the other side, grounding into the left hand, stacking the shoulders, left side body engaged. You can stack the feet or stagger them, whatever feels good. Maybe pointing the left arm overhead towards the front of the mat, really stretching out the right side. Come back to plank. Take a vinyasa. And we will meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg lifts, come forward to plank, and then roll onto the right hand for fallen triangle. You can have the right foot on the floor outside the left side of the mat, or lift it off the earth, engaging that core, stacking the shoulders. Come back to a plank, and then three-legged dog. Release the right foot down, left leg lifts, roll forward to plank, fallen triangle on the left side, stacking the shoulders, maybe lifting that left leg off the floor. Top hand comes down, back to three-legged dog, and back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts to the sky. Exhale, right foot steps up, coming into warrior 2. Back arch intersects the front heel. Right knee over right ankle. Left arch engage, left inseam of the left leg engage. Flip the front palm, come into reverse warrior. We'll move through 5 floating side angles to reverse warriors. On an inhale, come back to warrior 2. And the left arm comes overhead and the right arm comes back towards the left hip. Using the strength of the core, back to reverse warrior. Back to floating side angle, using the core to move you backwards and forwards on the mat. Mindful movements in time with your breath. This is a great side waist strengthener. Keeping those legs in that warrior 2 shape. Using the breath. Arms come back to warrior 2, cartwheel down and take a vinyasa. You can do a double dip here, so chaturanga to upward facing dog, back to chaturanga, back to plank, then downward facing dog. You don't have to do that, but it's a great shoulder strengthener. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, destination warrior 2. Front knee, front ankle, arms to a T. Shoulders are relaxed. Gazing point is the middle finger of the front hand. On an inhale, flip the front palm. Come into reverse warrior. The right hand comes on the back of the right leg. We'll move through these floating side angles and reverse warriors. As you inhale, come up. Right arm comes over the head and left arm comes back towards that right thigh. Inhale back to warrior, reverse warrior, sorry. Back up, floating side angle, moving through in time with your breath. Using the waist to move the body. When the arms are extended, it puts a little more of a challenge into the posture. In time with your breath, steady mind, and hands cartwheel down. Take a vinyasa. You can try a double dip. That feels good in your body. So coming up to upward facing dog, back to chaturanga, back to plank, then downward facing dog. Taking a free breath here, reconnecting. Upper back is wide and heels are descending to the earth. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, step up. Coming into warrior two. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Straighten the front leg for reverse triangle. And we will move into Trikonasana. Arms to a T, reaching out of the waist. Hand comes down to the floor, to the shin, to the toe, to a block, anywhere that feels good. Stacking the shoulders, grounding into the big toe mound of the front foot, externally rotating the right thigh, lengthening the spine and both sides of the waist. Maybe reaching that right arm overhead for Utthita Trikonasana. Then maybe lifting the left arm up for a double-armed triangle. Again, a great side waist strengthener here. Making sure you're not locking out that front knee and have a micro bend. Then inhale, come back up. Reverse that triangle. Cartwheel the hands down. Take a vinyasa. Maybe you try a double dip. Maybe not. And we will all meet back in downward facing dog. Side B. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left foot steps up, coming up into warrior two. Taking a breath here, and then inhale back to reverse warrior. Straighten the front leg, reverse triangle. Body comes up straight. You may want to shorten your stance and come into regular Trikonasana. Hand comes wherever is appropriate for your body. Stacking the shoulders, lengthening both sides of the waist, grounding into the left big toe mound. Maybe extending the right arm overhead for Utthita Trikonasana. Then maybe lifting the left arm off the floor for double-armed Trikonasana. Really engaging the side waist, making sure you're not locking out the front knee, and come back up, back to reverse triangle. Cartwheel the hands down, vinyasa. Maybe a double dip, maybe not. I found it very difficult to do these at first. I couldn't get my elbows to rebend and I had to really put my mind into my elbows. From here, jump forward and we'll come down onto the seat for some variations of a boat pose, Savasana. Sit on the space at the back of the hips. Lift the legs off of the floor, keeping the knees bent. You can hold on with the arms or extend them in front. Straighten the right leg, bend it, then straighten the left and bend. Keep rotating between both sides. You can keep both knees bent for the whole time of this if this is a bit tough. Engaging that core, trying to keep the spine tall. Keep going. A few more. And then release down, recalibrate, lengthening the spine, wiping off the sweat. We'll come back again. This time, knees bent to knees straight. Again, you can keep the legs bent the whole time. But see if you can straighten them, just give it a go. Really working on the core here. Focus in the mind, keeping the shoulders relaxed. Breathing deep. And then release the feet down, recalibrate. This time rock back onto that space at the back of the hips. Extend the arms, and maybe this time the legs straight and hold here. You can keep the legs bent, this can be quite tough. It's a great strengthener for the core and for the mind. And from here we'll lower into low bow, a hollow body, really engaging the front of the spine, the core. Keep holding, and then release all the way back down, full body stretch, stretching out the front. Then bring the knees in, feet flat to the earth for a bridge pose. Again, just relieving the front body. Bring the arms down by the sides. Imagining the tailbone is going towards the backs of the knees, grounding into the feet. Breathing here. Then bring the seat down to the earth and the knees into the chest one by one. Giving yourself a little squeeze. Bring the arms out to a T, knees are at tabletop, and release both of them over to the left side of the mat, back to center, then over to the right. So using the core to move the legs from side to side in this reclined twist, trying to keep both shoulders plugged onto the earth, using the belly to move the legs from side to side. If you're a bit hardcore, you can do this with straight legs. I kept mine bent. And then return to center, give yourself another little squeeze. Bring the feet to the earth, lift the hips and place the hands underneath the hips, the palms facing downwards. Legs extend up to the sky and release the legs up and down, straight legs. Using the hands underneath the seat to help support the spine. Engage in that core, imagining the movement is coming from the belly. If you like, you can release the hands. It does help if you find this challenging to have the seat on the tops of the hands. And then bring the knees into the chest, giving yourself another little squeeze. From here, both legs extend straight, hands come behind the head, drop the right leg down, and then bring it out, and drop the left leg down, and bring it out. So these are scissors. Lifting the upper body off the floor, one leg at a time dropping, pressing that lower back into the earth. If you like, you can release the upper back or the upper body down to the floor if this is a bit challenging. See how you get on. Then bring the knees back to the chest. Release the feet to the earth. Come up again into bridge pose, this time grounding into the left foot. Extend the right leg straight up to the sky, then release the right leg level with the left knee and back up again. These are more scissor type movements, but only bringing the right leg down until it's parallel with the left knee. Keeping the core engaged, and then release the right leg down, left leg to the sky, and again on this side. Left leg extends long in line with the right knee and back up. Using the breath, grounding into that right foot. And then release the hips down, another little squeeze. We'll come back up to seated. Paschimottanasana, forward fold. Bring the hands either side of the ears, spine is tall. Curl the chin down towards the chest, folding the upper body in on itself. When you can't go any further, inhale, reach forward out of the waist with a long spine and then fold over the legs. Bring the elbows down, the hands down, wherever feels comfortable. And breathe here, feet are flexed, backs of the legs grounded into the earth, belly towards the thighs. Long, calming breaths. Inhale, come back up to seated. Bring the right knee into the chest and cross it over the left leg for half Gomukhasana, half cow face pose. Lengthen out of the waist and then exhale forward over that bent leg. If it's in your practice, you can do full Gomukhasana. Surrendering here, feeling that stretch in the right hip. Focusing on the breath, be mindful of the back of the left leg. This is a deep stretch in the hamstring, so you're taking the full body weight onto that one side. Moving into a seated twist, right foot comes flat to the earth. Left arm extends up to the sky and rotate around, hooking the back of the left arm on the outside of the right knee. Tall spine, maybe the right hand is a kickstand, looking over the right shoulder. Lengthen the spine on the inhale, rotate on the exhale, and come back to the midline. Side B, half Gomukhasana, left leg is folded over the extended right leg. Lengthen out the waist and tip forward. Maybe bring in the chin to that left knee, draping the body over. Being mindful of the right hamstring. Again, this is an asymmetric fold. The whole of the body weight is going onto that right hamstring. Just go into the edge of challenge and being aware that if there's any pain, you can always back out. Coming into that seated twist variation. Left arm comes behind, inhale the right arm to the sky and rotate the body around to the left. Tall out of the waist. Maybe looking over the left shoulder. Breathing deep. Return to the midline. Unfold that left leg. Maybe wiggle the femur bones in the hip joint. Bring the body all the way back down to the earth. Knees come into the chest. And we will release out into Savasana. Allow the feet to flop open, palms to the sky. Back of the neck is long, chin slightly tucked. Shoulders are relaxed. Eyes are closed. Face is relaxed. Breathing is released to a natural pattern. And melt here, Savasana. Start to wiggle the fingers and toes, bringing some life back into the body. Maybe taking a full body stretch. And then when you're ready, the knees come into the chest, giving yourself a little hug. Rolling over onto your favorite side, pausing for a moment. And then when it feels good for you, Coming back up slowly to a comfortable seat, trying to keep the eyes closed. Palms can come face down on the knees again, just like we started. That great feeling of groundedness. Take a few breaths here, these last moments on the sanctuary of your mat. Bring the palms to the chest, then raise them to the third eye. I thank you for practicing with me today, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you. If you're interested, this is my dog, Veggie. She's about 14. She's made a guest appearance. You often hear her in my videos barking at the cars going by, but today she thought she would be center stage. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe and share with anyone that you think may benefit. Thank you once again, and I will see you soon.